So here's what's happening. You're thinking to yourself, oh, I'm feeling really anxious about this thing, but it's not that big of a deal. But, well, they mean well. They don't mean anything by it. But, like, what if I don't even really like them? Or, what if this is just one of my patterns and I just need to, like, unblock those patterns? And, like, all of this thinking to get ahead of ever being misunderstood or ever seeming like you don't know what's going on. Or trying to explain or make sense. Precious. The key here is just to notice, like, oh, this experience is high sensation for me. I feel anxious right now. I'm having all of these thoughts because my body and my mind are trying to protect me, trying to help me figure this out, to make sense of it so that I won't be embarrassed, so that I won't feel like an outsider, so that I won't feel anxious anymore, so that I won't make anyone upset, so that I won't be too much, so that I won't be not enough. I'm thinking about it. Just noticing without making it wrong. All these thoughts are happening because my body's trying to protect me. My brain, which is part of my body, is moving 1,000,000 thoughts a minute, trying to protect me, trying to make sense of things. Yes, you're obviously so smart. You're so smart. So smart even, you have nothing left to prove. All these thoughts are happening. All this sensation is happening in my body because my body is trying to protect me from feeling vulnerable, from making a mistake, from being hurt. Noticing it for what it is. Doing my best not to argue with it. Do your best not to argue with it. It's a start. It's a start.
It's purely technical. It's not at all something that I'm feeling. I'm not feeling upset right now, like whatsoever. But it's just, it looks like I'm getting really upset, but I'm not. And so, yeah, no.
I had a session like this last night with one of my smartiest smarty pantses who can talk about their feelings up and down and right and left, and who is so frustrated by their pattern of second guessing every choice that they make in relationships and in dating, and so angry at themselves for the way that they're still guarded or anxious or spiraling. This is so common. She's so smart and she could just tell you everything about it. But when we start to go into the somatic experience or into the subconscious experience, what happens is all of these spaces in the body start to feel heavy and thick. The head gets foggy. The whole system gets overwhelmed because there's actually so much emotion in there that just still hasn't been felt yet. I know that you think that you're vulnerable because you're feeling elevated feelings, because you're feeling tender, because you put yourself out there in love and crushes and relationships and dating. I know you think that means you're being vulnerable, but for most of you, for me, for a lot of my life, and still sometimes now, there's a performance, a strategy, a thinking of what do I say next and how do I say it? And when you start to get worked up, it turns into anxiety. It's like this system of rubber bands pulling you around and all of these thoughts trying to protect you. I have to think about this to protect myself. This is not actually feeling your feelings. I know, it's such a bummer. It's not actually feeling your feelings. But what you can do, like I was telling you last night, you can acknowledge This is my body trying to protect me. Whew. Often the acknowledgement alone of this is my body trying to protect me. I'm so anxious right now. These thoughts are a sign of my anxiety, my overwhelm, my need to figure things out. This acknowledgement will often lead to an emotion in the body. Why does this happen? You might start to feel sensation bubble up in your chest, a tightness in your throat, something in your belly. Notice. Breathe. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or you can just breathe. If you're here in my space, this is probably your pattern, at least one of them. The thinking about, the justifying, the analysis of feelings, rather than actually feeling them. Or like the spiritual explanation of, this is for me, or like, which is great. I subscribe to that too. But notice if you're actually feeling the feelings or dismissing them. Acknowledging what your body is trying to tell you is the first step, is often the first step. And a habit you can practice right now so that when it's time to start feeling the feelings, you won't get so overwhelmed.